Alistair told his brother. "You know that, right?" "You say that every time." Alistair shivered and shoved his hands in his pockets. "This time it's different." 2 weeks ago, the moon in Ilvernath had turned crimson, piercing and bright like a fresh wound in the sky. It was called the Blood Moon, the sign that, after 20 years of peace, the tournament was approaching once more. Only a fortnight remained until the fall of the Blood Veil, and neither brother wanted to spend it in the hushed, sinister halls of their home. The walk downtown was long. It was a waste of magic to drain a here-to-there spell ring this close to the tournament, and they couldn't drive. Both were lost in their thoughts. Hendry looked like he was fantasizing about meeting a cute girl, judging from how he kept fiddling with his curls and smoothing the wrinkles in his sleeves. Alistair was thinking about death, more specifically, about causing it. The gloomy stone architecture of Ilvernath had stood for over 1,600 years, but in the last few decades it had been renovated with sleek glass storefronts and trendy outdoor restaurants. Despite its disorienting maze of cobbled one-way streets, questionable amenities, and minimal parking, the small city was considered an up-and-coming spot for the art and magic scene. Not that the 7 cursed families of Ilvernath paid much attention to the modern world, even if the world had recently begun paying attention to them. The Magpie was the boys' favorite pub, although no one would guess that from how infrequently they visited. Determined to keep their identities concealed and their photographs out of the papers, Alistair insisted they vary the location for their nighttime excursions. They couldn't afford to become familiar faces. They'd been homeschooled for that very reason. The way their grandmother talked, one whisper of their names, and the city would be raising their pitchforks. Alistair looked grimly upon the Magpie, its sign a dark shadow in the red moonlight, and wondered if the trouble was worth it. "You don't have to come inside," Hendry told him. "Someone needs to watch out for you." Hendry reached underneath his t-shirt and pulled out a piece of quartz dangling on a chain. The inside pulsed with scarlet light, the color of a spellstone fully charged with high magic. Alistair grabbed Hendry by the wrist and shoved the stone back beneath his shirt before someone noticed. "You're asking for trouble." Hendry only winked at him. "I'm asking for a drink." Magic was a valuable resource throughout the world, something to be found, collected, and then crafted into specific spells or curses. Once upon a time, there had been 2 types of magic: frighteningly powerful high magic and plentiful, weaker, common magic. Throughout history, empires had greedily fought for control of the high magic supply, and by the time humanity invented the telescope and learned to bottle beer, they had depleted it entirely. Or so they'd believed. Hundreds of years ago, 7 families had clashed over who would control Ilvernath's high magic, and so a terrible compromise was reached. A curse the families cast upon themselves, a curse that had remained a secret until 1 year ago. Every generation, each of the 7 families was required to put forth a champion to compete in a tournament to the death. The victor would award their family exclusive claim over Ilvernath's high magic, a claim that expired upon the beginning of the next cycle when the tournament began anew. Historically, the Lows dominated. For every 3 tournaments, they won 2. The last cycle, 20 years ago, Alistair's aunt had murdered all the other competitors within 4 days. Before they'd learned about the tournament, the rest of Ilvernath could only point to the Low's wealth and cruelty as the reasons an otherwise mysterious reclusive family commanded such respect from lawmakers.